voters have indicated clearly that the economy and the inflation rate is something that guides a lot of their decision making. What will you do specifically to address those concerns?
Yeah, so we talk to people all over the state of Michigan. People are hurting when it comes to their personal finances. Cost of groceries, cost of gasoline, their energy bill at the end of the month. There's about a 20% repossession rate increase in people's cars. They can't make their payments. This is a crisis. So there's some things I think we can do to go back right away. One thing we have to do is undo what the Biden-Harris agenda has done to us. So energy independence, that keeps money in the country. It also starts to bring down gas prices, which will bring down food prices. Really, really important, and it's a thing that we can do pretty quickly that they have undone. Regulation is killing this small business. We were just talking about the regulation that came down on them. It's going to change the way they get to pay their employees. The employees, by the way, when you talk to them, don't want it. And the restaurant owner doesn't want it, and certainly customers don't want it either. So I don't know who they're helping, but this is the government interceding in our lives one more time. So we got to get after deregulation to try to save some money, allow these places to operate. And then spending. They spent trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars and lots of waste and abuse in that money, and it also served to drive up the cost of your groceries. So we're going to cut spending. Energy independent. We're going to get after regulations. Those are the first three quickest things that we can do to get people get a little more money back in their pocket. Middle class tax cuts right on top of it.
We talk about auto manufacturing, EVs. I listened in the debate last night, and your opponent went on to say that why she does not drive a car. She sees this is an emerging part of the industry, and she wants to lead the investment in it. You had other comments about it. But when we talk about auto manufacturing, how do you view EVs and how to grow our auto industry here in Michigan?
Yeah, so the first thing you got to do is get rid of the EV mandate. My opponent voted over and over and over again to support EV mandates, including, by the way, about a month ago. And then I think had the chutzpah to look in the camera and say, there is no EV mandate. There's 5,000 auto dealers wrote a letter to the President of the United States, an open letter saying these EV mandates are killing our business. We're seeing the way that the automobile companies have to build cars. They're changing right now. 2,400 layoffs at Stellantis, 1,000 layoffs at General Motors. Ford lost $5 billion just in their EV unit alone. The fact that they're going to look at voters and lie to them is concerning to me, and it's just hugely dishonest. And so we've got to stop the mandate. If you want to buy an EV, buy an EV, but there's interim steps that we can go through that are also just as good for the environment. Hybrids. The Japanese in Hondas and Toyotas, those hybrids are flying off the shelf. They can't keep them on showroom floors. EVs, they can't sell. Right? Normally, if you want to make money and you want to protect an industry, you let them build a product that people want to buy. So my argument is let the car companies build the kind of cars that people want to buy, and then over time we can get to a better place when technology catches up to the problem. But if you want, again, you want to buy an EV, and by the way, if you live on a dirt road, you can own an EV. Almost 85% of all charging happens at home. Unless you don't have electricity at home, but I'm betting she does. That is just so deceiving to the average American. And why this is a problem is, I just talked to a young woman, has 3 kids. She works here part-time, was allowed to take her kids to and from school. She doesn't have time to stop in the middle of the day and charge up for an hour. Doesn't have that luxury. And she doesn't have a luxury to own another gas car. 80% of EV owners own a gas car as well. Not everybody can do that.
If I'm not wrong, I just make sure I understand, because I understand your position, what you're saying, but you're also not saying down with EVs.
No.
There's no place for it. No one should ever have them. You're saying if you want them, have them, but you have to look at it in a way of what the demand is?
Yes, completely. Right? I mean, look at Tesla. They got started and built EVs and filled a niche in the market. The government didn't buy them factories. The government didn't use our taxpayer money to do it. Elon Musk did it, and people bought them. A lot of them. He was one of the largest, electric car dealers in the world.
So just so that the audience knows, it's not that you're anti-EV.
No, not at all.
You look at it in a different way.
I think markets work, mandates don't. If you want to buy an EV, buy one. Buy 10, don't care. But if you need a gasoline car to get your for your family, you should be able to buy one. So what they have done, and remember, Biden and Harris said by 2040, no gasoline power cars. My opponent has voted to allow the banning of gasoline cars. That's just wrong, right? That tells me you do not understand Michigan. You don't understand people who work here. I worked on an assembly line here in the state of Michigan. These are important jobs. They take care of families. They allow a business like this to exist. You can't just get in there and say that's all done. It doesn't work.
I appreciate you answering that with context. Let's talk about the wars that are going on. There's a lot of focus right now on Israel's war, Lebanon and Iran, also Ukraine against Russia. The United States has spent a lot of money to support Israel and Ukraine. Do you believe we should continue to spend the money?
Yeah, in a different way. I believe that in Ukraine we should make this a lend-lease program. They should have to pay us back for everything that we're giving them. You also have to have a plan. If Biden administration has a plan for Ukraine, I don't know what it is. I can't find anyone that knows what it is. So you can't keep supporting this blank check operation and wonder why it's not going well. So you have to have a plan. They ought to have to pay us back for everything that we do to help them defend themselves. And then we need to find a way for a peace negotiation. People are just dying in place along that border. That is not a solution. It's not good for the United States in the long run, certainly not good for Ukraine in the long run. They're losing a lot of people in this conflict. Secondly, on Israel, listen, we need to get to the root of this problem, which is Iran. We have to recontain Iran. So if you think about the bad decisions, my opponent was a part of all of this, making sure that they gave Iran the access to capital, hundreds of billions of dollars. That money went to Hamas before October 7th. That money went to Hezbollah, which is now engaged with Israel. That money went to the Houthis, that is also, they're firing rockets and drones into Israel, right? You've got to contain Iran if we're going to get this right. And they're just wrong. Their policy is just bad judgment. It's wrong. They were wrong about Saudi Arabia, not letting them go after the Houthis. They were wrong when they took the Houthis off the terrorist list. They were wrong to give Iran access to so much money. Now we're paying a price for that. We're engulfed in the Middle East where peace was breaking out just 4 years ago.
Let me ask you about women's rights. In Michigan, it's become part of our Constitution that a woman has a right to choose. I listened very intently in the debate when you were talking about it, and you said you don't intend to change what's here in Michigan. Do you support a national ban on abortion?
I don't, and I'll tell you why. This is the most heart-wrenching decision a woman will ever have to make. I always believed that decision should be made here. This is where her family is, her partner is, this is where her doctor is, this is where her faith is. And so I think it should be made here. The people of Michigan in 2022 went to the ballot box and made abortion legal in Michigan and enshrined it in the Constitution. I'm not going to do anything that contradicts what is in the Michigan Constitution. I won't do it. If people want to change it, they have to change it here. You don't change it back at the federal level.
We talked about mass shootings, and I've asked every other candidate the same question. We've had Michigan State University, we've had Oxford, we've had Rochester Hills. How do we stop mass shootings, and is it limited to mental health, or is there a component with guns?
Well, listen, I think we have plenty of gun laws. We just have to enforce them, number one. Number two, mental health is clearly the root problem. If you look at all of the cases of the shooters, they've even had engagement, most of them, with law enforcement or with mental health professionals. We need to get a better handle on that. I argue there's not enough mental health support folks in our schools. There's not enough resource officers who are fully trained in our schools. All of those things can help prevent these things, and you have to intervene early with these individuals so that they're not triggered to the point where they're out thinking they need to be shooting at people. And so we have to get out ahead of that, and I've got a plan to get out there and get ahead of this by making sure that we give incentives for people to actually spend some time counseling in schools for our kids. We can even help them with some of their tuition payments versus just giving a blank check to somebody who just decided they didn't want to go to school anymore. Let's ask them to do something for the community, and I think this could be one way to get people in the schools.
Immigration is another important topic that came up yesterday. In terms of immigration, you and your opponent both say there's a problem at the border, but you see it differently. What would you want to do?
So we have to implement Remain in Mexico. You have to shut off this notion of the drug cartels grabbing people, human trafficking them across the border. It's now one of the largest money-making operations for crime cartels, is human trafficking, and that includes sexual trafficking of young women. And so you've got to shut that off. As a former law enforcement guy, a special agent that worked street crime, you must shut that off. Remain in Mexico. You have got to secure the border, finish the wall. And you can do this, it doesn't have to all be physical, it can be electronic as well, whatever that wall looks like, to keep people on the other side, tell them they're not welcome here. Then we have to be very aggressive about finding the people who shouldn't be here. 400,000 criminals that we know of are in the country and they shouldn't be here. About 30,000 murderers and rapists convicted got into the country, either stopped at the border and let in or came across the border without getting stopped. 30,000. You're putting citizens at risk for no good reason. So we have to shut the border. And it's easy to say you support a tough border when you're running for election. I think it's really important to look at someone's record. Listen, when you vote for sanctuary cities, which is part of the problem, we have to end that. When you vote for the, stopping the wall, when you vote for amnesty, you are not helping the cause here. When you're voting to allow all of these people, by the way, when you get amnesty to go on Social Security and Medicare, huge problem. I mean, I think those votes are important. Standing up at a microphone when you're asking for people's votes, say, no, I'm with you, is wrong. It's dishonest. And my argument is we got to get back to that law enforcement, secure the border, and move out smartly.
Former President Trump supports you. He also has disputed the outcome of the last election. Will you accept the outcome of the election, whichever way it goes?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working on making sure that we don't have anomalies in this election, or at least minimal. You're going to have anomalies in every election. It happens in every state.
You believe in the integrity of the system now?
Well, I believe that we have to do as much as we can to make sure that anomalies are smaller and more contained. I do believe that. And so to that end, we're doing something about it. We're doing poll watchers. We're recruiting people for ballot integrity. All of those things are going to be really important in this election, and we're going to do all those things. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to win so big that nobody's going to be able to cheat at the ballot box. We're just going to get so many people energized, excited about their future versus higher grocery prices, higher gas prices, matter of fact, higher housing prices. Everything that has people frustrated today, we're connecting with that message. That's why we're going to have such a great and massive turnout in November.
There have been reports about residency, questions, you've been questioned about where your permanent residence is, and it's become public. What do you want to say to that end?
My residence is where I've been paying property tax for a few years. We decided to rebuild our house, and for some reason, people have decided that's important to them. I will tell you this, the reason the Democrats are so excited about my house is because they know they can't talk about what prices happen to your house. We have a housing crisis in Michigan. They're more concerned about, again, my house. They're not concerned about the prices of your house. And so what we've said is, listen, as a Michigan resident for over 50 years of my life, this is what happens when you rebuild a house, right? You invest in the community. My opponent has never even bought a house in the state of Michigan. Not one. She owns a house in Washington, D.C. Why are they concerned about it? Again, they're more concerned about that than they are their own record. Grocery prices, gas prices, rent has doubled in the last 6 years where my opponent has been in the United States Congress. My argument is, listen, we're going to keep talking about things that matter. We'll hopefully the utilities finally come through and we'll be there. But at the end of the day, this is about costs.
You're in Livingston County?
No. White Lake. It's a corner of Oakland County.
That's right, yeah. Lastly, what this means to you and your family, and tell us kids' ages, anything like that you want to share?
Sure. So I have two kids. They're great. My daughter's 30. My son is 27. My son is a lieutenant in the United States Navy, probably going to separate service here pretty soon. He did his 5 years, moving on. Military service is really important. So a cute story, my daughter, who was probably not made for the military, decided she wanted to do something. She served in AmeriCorps and worked at a military base doing setting up dental programs for underserved military families. So pretty exciting for her, and I was very, very, very proud that she would do this because that's what she wanted to do to give back to her country. 4 generations of Rogers served in the military. I served in the United States Army as an officer. My dad was a tech sergeant in the Air Force in the Korean War. 4 generations of service in my wife's family. My wife served as a civilian with Department of Defense in Iraq. She went to every province in Iraq but one. And so she's also a great patriot. Service is important to us. I got out in 2014 because I thought you're not supposed to be there forever. It's somebody else's turn. And it can change the way you think. And I don't think that's healthy. So we wanted to get out. We got in the private sector. Despite what you see on TV, I was in cybersecurity. I did a little media work along the way. And it was great work, and I enjoyed it. But every time we are around family, people were hurting. Michiganders were hurting. Families were hurting. We've lost 29,000 manufacturing jobs in the 6 years that my opponent's been in office. 29 in Michigan. Those are about $72,000 apiece. That's $2 billion out of our economy. They came in and said, we're going to fix that by doing EV mandates, 40% less labor. I said, this is going to kill my state, my home state, if they fully implement what they're trying to do. So we looked at all of that. Our call to service, we have a servant's heart. We talked about it and said, can we go back and make a difference at people's kitchen table? Can we bring down prices? Can we bring down gas prices? Can we give them a future opportunity for employment here? And the answer is yes, yes, yes. So we said we had to do it.